Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever felt that little bit of panic when you see a news report on an exam paper, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to unlock the complete playbook to not just write a news report, but to absolutely master it and score those top marks. Okay, let's get right into it. For every single Class 10 student listening, this is your official guide. You can forget all the confusion, all the stress, I promise. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to walk through a super clear, step-by-step strategy that'll turn this big question into your biggest strength. So, first things first. Before we even think about putting pen to paper, we have to understand our mission. What exactly is a news report, and why are we even writing it? Getting this part right is the foundation for everything else that follows. Now, what I love about this is how simple it is. On the left, you've got the what. It's just a factual description of an event. Pure facts, that's it. And on the right, the why, to inform people, to create a record of what happened. But look at that key rule at the bottom, right there in red, because it's the most important rule of all. No personal opinions. How you feel about the event, it doesn't belong in the report, period. All right, so with the mission crystal clear, let's move on. I want you to think of a perfect news report, like a really well-designed building. It has a very specific structure, a blueprint. And once you know this blueprint, actually constructing your report becomes incredibly simple. And here it is. This is that blueprint. Every single great news report you'll ever read has these 5 essential parts, and always in this exact order. You've got the headline right at the top, then the byline, the lead paragraph, the body, and finally the conclusion. We're about to break down each one, so let's go. Let's start right at the top. The headline. That's your hook. Its one and only job is to grab the reader's attention and make them want to read more. The rules are super simple. Keep it short, make it catchy, and make sure it gets right to the heart of the event. Right below that, you've got the byline. That's just your name and maybe your title, like student reporter, giving you credit for your awesome work. Okay, next up is probably the most critical sentence in your entire report, the lead paragraph. Now, this isn't just an intro, it's a full-on summary. It has to, right away, answer the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. Honestly, after reading just this one sentence, your reader should already know all the most important facts about what happened. So, if the lead gives the whole summary, what are the body paragraphs for? Well, they're all about the details. This is where you lay out the events in chronological order, so in the sequence that they actually happened. It's also the perfect place to add some realness with things like a quote from an eyewitness or maybe the chief guest. Then the conclusion just neatly wraps everything up, stating the final outcome or perhaps a vote of thanks. So we have the blueprint. Now we need the tools to build with, right? This next section is all about gearing you up with the essential strategies that every single reporter uses to get the job done quickly and, more importantly, effectively. And this right here, this is your number one tool, the 5 W's and an H. Seriously, before you write a single word of your report, you should be able to answer these 6 questions. Who is involved? What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? And how did it all go down? This is like your pre-writing checklist. Get this done, and the rest is easy. Once you've got your facts, you have to play by the rules of the game, and these are totally non-negotiable. First, your tone. Stay objective. Just the facts, ma'am. Second, perspective. Always, always write in the third person. He, she, they. Never use I or we. And third, tense. The event is over, so you have to use the simple past tense. The program began, the guest spoke. Got it? Okay, we've got the mission, we've got the blueprint, and we've got the tools. Now let's put it all into motion. This is your step-by-step workflow, from the second you read the question to the moment you write that final word. Think of it as a simple 2-phase process. Phase 1 is all about preparation. You read the question really carefully, you pull out all the key details, then you mentally run through your 5 W strategy. Then comes Phase 2, drafting. Now you can finally start writing, making sure you weave in some authentic quotes, and, this is a big one, keeping an eye on that word limit. You want to stay in that 150 to 200 word sweet spot. So, you've written the perfect report, but how is it actually graded? To get those top marks, you really need to know exactly what the examiner is looking for. So let's decode that scorecard together. First and foremost, remember this number, 10. A news report is a major discourse question, which means it's worth a full 10 marks. That alone makes mastering this skill absolutely crucial if you want to get a high score. Your 10 marks are basically split across these 4 pillars. First, context. Is your report actually relevant to the question? Then, structure. Did you use the right format? Headline, byline, the whole thing. Grammar. Is your tense correct? Is your punctuation clean? And finally, cohesion. Do your ideas flow logically from one to the next? You gotta hit all 4 to get that full score. So, how do you make sure you nail those pillars? Well, here's a simple checklist. Do you have the place and date? Did you remember to mention the chief guest? Did you use the passive voice where it makes sense, like the program was organized by? And did you end with a really clear conclusion? Check these boxes and you're well on your way to a great score. Now, let's look at the flip side, the things that will absolutely kill your marks. These are the most common mistakes students make. Avoid using I or me like the plague. Don't just write one giant paragraph, break it up. Absolutely no personal feelings, like I felt very happy. And finally, be consistent. Don't jump between the past and present tense. Avoiding these is just as important as doing all the right things. We are nearing the end now, so let's do a quick recap of the most important takeaways and finish up with one last pro tip that will make your report truly stand out from everyone else's. And here is that pro tip. I call it the headline test. Just look at the difference here. Report on tree planting. I mean, it's so vague and boring. But Vana Mahotsav marks Environment Day at ZP High School. Now that is specific, it's active, it's informative. It tells a whole story in just a few words. Always, always aim for the good headline. So look, if you remember nothing else from this, please remember these 3 keys. 1, master the structure, from the headline all the way down to the conclusion. 2, maintain absolute objectivity. That means third person, past tense, and only facts. And 3, ensure a logical flow, connecting your ideas so the report is just super easy and smooth to read. And there you have it. You now have the complete playbook. You know the mission, you've got the blueprint, you have the tools, and you know the rules. The only thing left to do is to put it all into practice. So my question for you is, what event, real or imagined, are you going to report on first?